But Fox has had this mad non-scientist on all pandemic.
Pause.
Some real stats.
But I swear, if we go and look at articles and go and start going backwards on Fox, yeah, like Fox are known for chatting and for putting out full stuff.
Yeah.
They're known for that. They're known for that.
Yeah.
That's about the vaccine. All of these easily accessible to anyone who actually wants to know the truth. According to the NIH, unvaccinated people are 20 times likelier to die of COVID than vaccinated people, than unvaccinated people who catch COVID. Pardon me.
Was it?
Unvaccinated, 20 times more likely.
Do we believe
Where
that?
have you got these statistics from?
Yeah.
What?
Who went on Photoshop and designed this? Because this ain't real stuff, mate. Yo, what's going on, people? Big up yourselves all the time, every time. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Box podcast.
Yo, do it.
With myself, Jago, and the legends that be with me. Peace.
How are we all doing, people? It's G&G News. Big shout out to the panel. Today we're going to have an absolutely brilliant conversation. We're into season 3, and if you're enjoying the conversations that we're coming up with, don't forget to leave a like on the video and go and smash that notification bell so you're informed of when brand new content drops on Outshare TV.
Yeah, boy.
Man, you don't know what time it is. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Let's get it going, man.
Let's get going. So as Manlike TMT was saying, we are on season 3, episode 3, which we're going to be looking at Covid-19 misinformation. So we've all been victims of this in our lives over the last 2 years, unfortunately. So we're just going to look at how the government's dealt with it, the British government and the United States of America. So we'll start with your best friend Boris, and the guy next to him obviously is Dominic Cummings. That's it.
As I said though, as I said before, I'd just like to say quickly, this is not so much the severity of what he's saying against, man. It's more the severity of how much of the lies, and the misinformation he was spreading, not just to the public, but to his own cabinet, to his own government, to his own party. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
You said in one of your tweets this week that if we'd had competent people in charge, we probably could have avoided lockdown 1. But you and the Prime Minister didn't consider yourself to be relevant to that meeting. Was there another meeting, or were you not the most competent, relevant people?
Well, as I said, I was having meetings about it, but I was having meetings with people like Patrick, by myself, and or with 2 or 3 other people in a forum where I knew that it wouldn't be. In terms of the Prime Minister, the basic thought was that in February, the Prime Minister regarded this as just a scare story. He described it as the new swine flu.
Did you tell him it wasn't?
Certainly, but the view of various officials inside Number 10 was, if we have the Prime Minister chairing global meetings and he just tells everyone it's swine flu, don't worry about it, I'm going to get Chris Quickly to inject me live on TV with coronavirus so everyone realises it's nothing to be frightened of. That would not.
Did he say inject him with coronavirus live on TV?
To be frightened of.
What? Is that what he said? He said he's going to get himself
Go back a bit.
Yeah, and it's nothing.
COVID-19.
Quickly to inject me live on TV. The view of various officials inside Number 10 was, if we have the Prime Minister chairing global meetings and he just tells everyone it's swine flu, don't worry about it, I'm going to get Chris Quickly to inject me live on TV with coronavirus so everyone realises it's nothing to be frightened of. That would be.
No, I think he was saying that he was going to get 2 scientists, one of them being Chris Whitty, to get onto TV and talk about the coronavirus.
Not injecting someone with it.
No, not injecting someone with it, no.
That would not help actually serious planning.
Did you hear him say, like, the bodies pile high in their thousands, or it's only killing 80-year-olds?
There's been a few different versions of these stories knocking around. There was a version of it in the Sunday Times, which was not accurate, but the version that the BBC reported was accurate.
And you heard that?
I heard that.
Pause. So as I said, we've already know that the BBC have been, accused, maybe, if that's the word, of spreading misinformation anyway. As we know, a former WHO chief accuses them of that. We know that, I'm sorry, I do believe that they have done it before.
Yeah.
So who's to really believe in it? How accurate is the BBC's report, really? Like, he might say it's accurate, but how accurate actually is it? It wasn't him that gave it. It wasn't him that gave it to the BBC, was it? And went, yeah, go on, report this. I know it's accurate.
And when it comes to the information that they're reporting, normally they'll have the same. So my point would be a fact or a statistic. If it's a fact or a statistic, it doesn't change, does it? Because it is a fact or a statistic. So everybody is reporting the same facts and statistics. Isn't the news essentially just one article that's been recycled several different times to give you the same information, just using different keywords to kind of draw you into to look at it? So essentially, if you read a news article about one account of the news, shouldn't that be right across the board? So if it's wrong,
well, that's how. Yeah, that's in theory. Yeah, in theory, that's how it is. But in reality, it's never gonna be like that, because you gotta think that. Although
no, I'm not narrow-minded to believe that, but like,
yeah, I mean, you gotta think, generally, like, even if there is one story, everyone's gonna have a different perspective of it, and not only that. You know, if you've got a motive for yourself, for the story, you know, you'll pick certain elements and emphasize that, and then dim the rest of the story out. So you will find that there will be like variations, I suppose. But, you know, we live in a world where it's run by media. That's how it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Propaganda, mate.
Propaganda.
Okay, next question.
That was not in September, though. That was immediately after he finally made the decision to do the lockdown on the 31st of October. I think that there was some brilliant, like in much of the government system, there was many brilliant people at relatively junior and middle levels who were terribly let down by senior leadership. I think that the Secretary of State for Health should have been fired for at least 15, 20 things, including lying to everybody in multiple occasions, in meeting after meeting, in the cabinet room and publicly. By the last week by roughly the last 10 days of February, it was over 90% of what I was personally spending my time on. There were other things kind of floating in and out, but it was certainly not, and I think this is a really important point to register. The government itself, and number 10, was not operating on a war footing in February on this in any way, shape or form. Lots of key people were literally skiing in the middle of February. It wasn't until the last week of February that there was really any sort of sense of urgency, I would say, across in terms of military cabinet office. The truth is that senior ministers, senior officials, senior advisors like me fell disastrously short of the standards that the public has a right to expect of its government in a crisis like this.
Also,
the public needed us most.
Straight up accountability.
Yeah, man. Straight up.
yeah.
But then at the same time, he's sitting in that chair. Don't he have to do that? He has to do that, really, doesn't he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you're kind of spineless to come out and say something like, oh yeah, I'm going to admit all of this now. And as you said, he's in a situation where he's sat in that chair and he has to give the account of everything that's happening.
All right, yeah, but think of it like this, bro.
Have to say anything at the time when it was going on. So,
yeah, but think of it like this, bro, yeah? Like, you were down for a party. Like, you work for a party, right? You're down for them. You know they're doing wrong, but that's your party. You're not going to say shit. You're not going to say nothing. All of a sudden, then all of a sudden, all right, cool, you do something stupid and it costs you your job. Yeah, but the way it cost you your job felt like you've been thrown under a bus. If you've been thrown under a bus, you're going to think, well, I'm going to take you with me, or I'm going to at least begin to take you with me until everyone else starts kicking you under the bus as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. But I would say even at the same time, like, you know, like when you're mucking about with your friends and like you all get in trouble, like there's always one kid that runs and tells the person first off because they think that if they tell the person what's happened, they're gonna get a lighter punishment than the rest of the people. And not only that,
but he's been summoned to be there. He would have kept his mouth shut if
not only that, I mean, from him saying certain things like people been lying and then he's taking accountability, it makes it look like he will be telling more of the truth than if they question Boris Johnson, because Boris Johnson is going to be giving excuses and throwing it off to other people. So he's kind of giving himself kind of a
at the same time, you know for a fact Boris Johnson's going to protect his assets, even if his assets don't want him around anymore.
Yeah, of course.
That's it. He's going to have to protect them. So he's going to have to take like a brunt, if not most, if not all of it. You see it?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
As you were saying, you know, with it being their jobs and whatnot, and them having their political parties that they back. But then the thing I see is like, you gotta have no moral compass just to sell that all down the drain just because.
Yeah.
All right, it's your job and whatever else, and I get that. And yeah, we're in a world that's driven by money, and you know that's life and that's society. That's just how you get it.
Yeah. I agree. Because
I couldn't go on national TV and look at the nation and be like, yeah, everything we're doing is fine. And then you end up in this hot water, and all of a sudden it's like everything we're doing is wrong. It's just like, well, you're a spineless scumbag to me, then, mate.
It's just like if you get arrested by the police, the police
and then you hold your hands
up, and you're saying no comment, or you're giving the most minimum that they can accept. Then that's you doing, you know, you're not looking for any benefits out of what you're saying. But if you're kind of going in and you're giving out all the stuff so that everyone gets licked off, yeah, then regardless if it's been, like, I can't accept that as, because they've been summoned. He's been summoned there, so he has to tell them that.
Yeah, but don't you think if it wasn't him, it'd be someone else? If you don't,
at the same time, that's what I'm saying. So it's a level of information that he's giving out. He doesn't have to give out that level of information generally, but he is because it's of great benefit.
This is the level of information the public wants.
When the public used its most, the government failed. And I'd like to say to all the families of those who died unnecessarily, how sorry I am for the mistakes that were made and for my own mistakes now.
When even a disgraced figure like Dominic Cummings is willing to own up and apologise, isn't it time that the Prime Minister does the same?
Mr. Speaker, I take full responsibility for everything that's happened. I've said, as I've
said
before, and he will report,
when?
Both in this House and elsewhere, I'm truly sorry
for the
people of this country have experienced. But I maintain my point that the government acted throughout with the intention to save life.
Fool! If you're saying that, Bob, after the first lockdown, you would have done the second lockdown and then you would have done the third lockdown if you're really sorry about that. You weren't sorry, fam. Take a seat. Next one. Next, please.
In there.
Well, it's revolving chairs with them, wasn't it? As we were saying, you know, previously.
Right.
They're just in the limelight for the moment. They're the figurehead. They're the one who take everything. They're the ones who, you know, it has to sit all on their shoulders. So, regardless of the fact that they're probably being pressured by the people that are around them in their political party and the people that, you know, they keep close to them. So yeah, he's a puppet, and that's why I can't stand his waffle. But yeah, he's just a waffling puppet.
Yeah, mate.
As I said, man, protecting assets. You know what I mean? He takes full responsibility, right?
Yep.
Knowing, you know what I mean, that it wasn't just him that was spreading shit.
Trust
you know what I'm saying? So man has to protect his assets, even if right now them same assets want him out.
Yeah.
So
Mate, he's in a hard place, between a hard place and a rock, innit, or whatever they say.
Yeah, mate, rock and a hard place for real, bro. I said that, man. His last stand is coming, bro. He's made it, and he lost. I have to resign at some point.
Yeah, mate.
And protect the NHS and in accordance with the best scientific advice. That's exactly what we did.
Nope. No, you didn't.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
You didn't. You did not protect anybody in the NHS. You didn't make them feel valued. And what was all that shit for clap for NHS? You know how many people I know that work in the NHS and work in the healthcare
Give them extra
that
peas,
were absolutely
Give them extra peas.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them peas. Why did you take £10,000 in bonuses and put it in your own pocket?
No, I mean, he made the right decision there, Carl. You know, these NHS workers, they can go to their landlords and say, yeah, I got paid this month. Here you go. Here's some of it.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's what I got paid this month. Take that.
Get out
of here, bro.
Take that bonus back out. I was getting every Thursday and that.
Yeah, I mean,
why don't you put more resources into PPE? And stop telling people at the time to use ventilators when you know ventilators was killing people. You idiot.
And also,
shut up, bro.
And now, obviously, they're pushing all these tests and everything onto people that are like in the healthcare industry and other industries or whatever else, when they didn't actually do it in the first place because you couldn't be asked when it first come around. Because as this guy said previously, you know, this isn't serious. This is something not to worry about. It's just a fluke. But
scare story. You know what I mean? I swear at one point he used the word scare story.
Yeah.
As Dominic Cummings used. So
handling of this pandemic has been one of the most difficult things this country has had to do for a very long time. But none of the decisions have been easy. To go into a lockdown is a traumatic thing for a country. To deal with a pandemic on this scale has been appallingly difficult, and we've at every stage tried to minimise loss of life, to save lives, to protect the NHS, and we have followed the
Nope.
Not in any way at all has that happened. Like, what do you guys think? Do you really feel like he protected us?
Where's all the promotion of healthy living and healthy lifestyle? Where's all the encouragement of going out and exercising and getting fresh air?
You were able to go out and eat when it was, you know, the help out to eat out scheme, and it was putting money back into the economy when the economy started failing because obviously everybody was forced inside for so long. So yeah, when it was favourable into their pockets, then
of course.
You know what I mean?
And it made it easy for them to do the next lockdown because they said, oh yeah, all you lot went out and ate and didn't take precautions.
It's your fault.
Now it's your fault, we have the lockdown again. Come on, Boris, mate. Come on, Boris.
best scientific advice that we can, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, he said the best scientific evidence we can, Mr. Speaker. What do you mean we can? We have or we can? What does we
there
can
is
mean?
should be the words that are used, because you should be going off facts all the time when it comes to science, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a bunch of theories, and I can sit here and make up theories all
Don't
day.
they have fact checkers? Don't they have people that check facts?
And there's not like the best fact. A fact is a fact. So you can't pretend,
Yeah,
oh, we're
bullshit
off the
checkers
best
as well.
science. You can't. There's no best science. Facts are facts, and science is science. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
And
So
not only that, you gotta remember here as well, like there is a lot of science based on theory, mate. And at the present moment, I still believe that a lot of the coronavirus data is kind of based on theory because we don't know how far it's gonna go yet.
yeah, 100%.
So,
Speaker, I don't think anybody can credibly accuse this government of being complacent about the threat that this virus poses at any point. We have worked flat out, Mr. Speaker, to minimise loss of life, to protect the NHS, while they have flip-flopped, Mr. Speaker, from one position to another, backing curfew one day, opposing it the next, backing lockdowns one day, opposing it the next, calling for tougher border controls one day, then saying that quarantine is a blunt instrument the next. Mr. Speaker, we have got on with the job of protecting the people of this country from one of the worst pandemics in living memory, if not the worst in living memory.
So let's go to the second video, guys, which is USA, how they're dealing with misinformation of COVID-19.
okay.
By CNN is the news source in America.
Yes, so remember, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yes, we are tired of the pandemic. With all of the divisiveness over COVID, that may be the one sentiment that people can actually agree on. But one commentator spurred a controversy by characterizing that fatigue like this.
We were told, you get the vaccine. You get the vaccine and you get back to normal. And we have...
Straight away, what's he saying, yeah?
Misinformation in seconds.
No, it's 100% true. That's what they said.
They
Take
did
the
say that.
vaccine
Yeah.
and go back to normal.
Okay, but then
That was the whole reason why the majority of people took the vaccine. Because they
Yeah.
thought, we can go back to normal, we can go fly, we can go clubbing, we can do all this stuff, innit?
But instead,
But instead, we're, 1 year down the line of vaccines and nearly 4 boosters?
but I believe that they knew that it didn't help, but it was just a ploy to keep people in check. So I believe it was misinformation. So that's why I was saying.
That's what she's saying, basically. She's saying,
Yeah.
we were told this, but...
It's not that at all.
to normal.
yeah.
This is going to be remembered by the younger generation as a catastrophic moral crime. It's a pandemic of bureaucracy. It's not real anymore. I'm done with COVID.
Oh.
I'm done.
Sure would be nice if COVID were done with us too. Done with hospitals, done with the doctors and the nurses who are stretched to their breaking points in many cases. We are not, though, done. We're not back to normal. And that is because so many people are still actively choosing not to be vaccinated. So I get her outrage. I'm not sure I get the direction.
Guys, please.
Did you just hit how she was kind of making a point?
She
She's like,
villainized,
you're
she tried to villainize her, mate. That was like a classic case of like someone trying to villainize someone.
You know when your brain, you know when you're listening to something, yeah, and then your brain just switches off. The second she said, "But you're unvaccinated," my brain was just like, "I'm sorry, I can't take in your misinformation anymore." This is a great title.
Of it when clowns like this are using platforms to sell their disinformation to millions.
We're at a very dangerous moment, Tucker, and I'm not exaggerating. I think this is probably the most important appearance I've had with.
So I just stopped it to ask a question. What's the difference between misinformation and disinformation? And GMG was kind of just explaining to me the difference. Do you know the difference?
Yeah. I actually don't.
Right. So hold on, let me get it back up. So misinformation is incorrect and misleading information presented as fact, either intentionally or unintentionally. Disinformation is a subset of misinformation which is deliberately deceptive. Rumors are information not attributed to any particular source and are so unreliable and often unverified, but can turn out to be either true or false, even if later retracted. Misinformation can continue to influence actions and memories. So that is what misinformation means. Now, disinformation is a subset of propaganda and is a false information that is spread deliberately to deceive. The English word disinformation is from the application of the Latin prefix dis to information, making the meaning reversal or removal of information. So that's the difference.
Okay.
So basically, what they're saying is that she's intentionally, giving out wrong information about the team. That is so malicious to say that. So much madness, like malice to say that about someone.
In the last 2 years, it is completely clear now that the vaccines don't really work at all against Omicron. In these highly vaccinated and highly boosted countries, rates of infection are incredibly high, and rates of serious disease and death are also rising. The mRNA COVID vaccines need to be withdrawn from the market now. No one should get them. No one should get boosted. No one should get double boosted. They are a dangerous and ineffective product at this point against Omicron.
This guy, Alex Brenson, author of Pandemia, sorry. So he's obviously gonna be, I was wondering why he was talking like that. I was thinking like, bit extreme, especially for, white-coloured Caucasian, and I feel like he's going really mad with that. But obviously, I can see now that he's on that team, so that's why. But
this what you lot were saying earlier on though about people on their political teams and backing what the party tells them to say and whatnot. So that probably plays a big part into it as well.
Yeah. But this is the problem, because these people have certain logical sense that they're talking, but because of the way they're delivering it, they've put themselves in a category that people automatically don't respect them. People think, this person's a bit nuts. He's it's delivery a lot of the time, man. These people work on, innit?
You know what's dangerous? That guy. Twitter yanked him entirely because he lies about COVID. He's lying there about the vaccine and the protection that it provides. But Fox has had this mad non-scientist on all pandemic.
Pause.
Some real stats.
But I swear, if we go and look at articles and go and start going backwards on Fox, like Fox are known for chatting and for putting out full stuff.
Yeah.
They're known for that.
Yeah.
That's about the vaccine. All of these easily accessible to anyone who actually wants to know the truth. According to the NIH, unvaccinated people are 20 times likelier to die of COVID than vaccinated people, unvaccinated people who catch COVID. Pardon me.
Was it?
Unvaccinated, 20 times more likely.
Do we believe
Where
that?
have you got these statistics from?
Yeah.
What?
Who went on Photoshop and designed this? Because this ain't real stuff, mate. Like, are you paying some students or something?
Hold on for a second. If you guys want to see some really sick sort of thumbnails, go and check out Jaco's work throughout each and every single one of these episodes.
Yeah, man, straight up.
The transitions have gone crazy, you know what I mean? Big shout
And
out
also, let me reiterate on some stuff as well. Don't forget to go like the video. Don't forget the big red button. Go subscribe. Go press that button. Press the notification bell so we will let you know every time a new video comes out. You will get that boom.
Yeah, boy.
Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you agree with our opinions or everything that we've been shouting off today. And we have bite-sized episodes coming soon. They're coming.
Yeah, man. They're
Can't
reaching.
Can't wait. They're gonna be sick.
Trust.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
I do think I don't know where they got these numbers from. You know what I mean? Because I'm not being bad now, yeah. I'm still waiting for someone to beg the question, how is it that she's not really got the vaccine. She's not really being vaccinated, double vaccinated and boosted. Yeah, but yet you still relatively have the same chance to catch COVID as I do, bitch. Explain that to me. And it 20 times more likely to die, considering the people that have been jabbed and catching COVID are dying more than the unvaccinated. What are you on about?
Yeah, this is just scaremongering tactics that they're making these figures out of the air just to make people who are obviously weak-minded susceptible to believe in this shit that I'm 20% more likely to die and I'm 17% more likely to be hospitalized and I'm 10% more likely to be infected. It's like,
guys,
facts, misinformation.
I've just clocked. Read underneath it, Dr. Anthony
Fauci.
Oh, that's where it comes from, yeah? Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was the doctor who said it, so it has to be true, innit?
Say less, innit? Say less.
To die than vaccinated folks who catch COVID. They're 17 times likelier to be hospitalized, 10 times likelier to be infected. And then just to put the hospitalization rate in stark contrast, here, the red line there, that represents unvaccinated people.
Come on. How are you going to show me this graph like that, bro? I think I'm going to be able to say, yeah, that's true. Okay, cool.
Hospitals last year due to COVID. The orange line, there on the bottom, the pretty straight line, vaccinated. The vaccine not only works.
Why does it look like she wants to laugh?
And it has really created
so great
because she got her kids to draw a graph in it. So
you take your life into your own hands, dramatically increase your odds of still being there for your spouse, your kids, your parents, your grandkids, and then the other path, the roll the dice that maybe you won't be there to be in the family photo next to your path. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, nearly 100,000
really quick before the internet starts to go on me again. Like, here's the thing, yeah. Like, they're not breaking down nothing for me.
Nothing.
Like, they're just showing numbers and then taking the thing on screen.
Fabrications.
Nothing down. Like, they're not breaking nothing down at all. Like, break down that graph for people that don't understand. Put up a graph of the people that like are still catching COVID even though they're vaccinated. Show a graph like that.
Yeah, something that's factual and actually helps.
Yeah.
Just propaganda. And also, let me add to a point about the family photo, yeah? Most people in my family are vaccinated. Mate, I've been in every family photo since the start of this lockdown, and I'm telling you now, I am vaccinated and I will be in every single family photo. So on you and your fake numbers.
That second path died unnecessarily between July and October last year.
How many of them were deaths that are not COVID?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were not vaccinated. Think of all the people who loved them at Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
What's this guilt trip about, mate? You're meant to be reporting news, man. Stop.
Well, the guilt trip was on two different levels, bro. Because first of all, it was a full-on attack. You're unvaccinated. You're a jackass. And now it's just like, you won't be in the family photo. Like, what would your family think? Well, how is this affecting other people? Because I think she's kind of realized that she can't penetrate.
There at family dinner.
Yeah, but I think she's kind of realized she can't penetrate the people who are strong-willed enough to believe what they believe and have done the research that they want to do. So then she tries to play on the sympathy card of, well, you're making your family's life shit. So,
but you're just gonna make more people upset by doing it.
Anxiety, bare anxiety,
misinformation, and obviously on a very terrible, scary scale because this is CNN. How many people do they broadcast to? Like a couple of million?
Yeah. Millions, not just a couple of million. Jesus, remember, there's 360-something million people there.
They've got like 13 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Gathering for the holidays without them. Before that, back in September, CNN took a snapshot of the pandemic in red and blue states. The 12 states with the highest case rate for every 100,000 people were run by Republican governors. The 13 states with the highest hospitalization rate for every 100,000 people run by Republican governors.
Again, you're blanketing, covering over the whole thing. You're not breaking anything down. We don't know if these areas are rich or poor, or there's more crime, or there's less health services. We don't know nothing about these areas. You're just saying red and blue state.
Do you think that she's a Republican?
No. Yeah, she's red state.
It's clearly obvious how she keeps saying that basically, your states are shit if they weren't mine.
Straight up.
15 states with the highest percentage of deaths for every 100,000 people run by Republican governors. Red states, which make up a significant portion of Fox viewers. The network spent the past 24 hours up in arms over the Biden administration's decision to restrict.
Are they blaming Fox for all them deaths?
They are. Look, in an abrupt decision, FDA forces Florida to close monoclonal antibody centers. In an abrupt decision, FDA Florida to close same thing. Biden wages war against COVID therapeutics. And what DisInformation responds to Biden's admin's reckless move. So they're basically saying that he was going against everything that was healthy, like COVID therapeutics and antibody centers. He was stopping them. Is that what they're saying?
Monoclonal antibody treatments that are proven not to work against the Omicron variant, according to the FDA. None of
what? Monoclonal antibody centers. It doesn't work against Omicron. It works against every virus. Don't say, oh, Omicron doesn't work against it. It works against a virus. That's what viruses are.
Coverage at Fox Entertainment, of course, is aimed at the real and most urgent issue, which is people not getting the protection of the vaccine. Also strange that anti-vaxxers are just fine with getting COVID treatments. amazing miracles of science. Once they get COVID and they are staring down the odds, but they don't want the vaccine, also a miracle of science. And again, the Daily Double question is, why is Rupert Murdoch, who was one of the first to get vaccinated,
what do you mean by COVID
allowing
treatments?
this anti-science BS on the air? Because it is.
So, let me see. All the people that are homeless, yeah, they should be dead. All the people, yeah, who are unhygienic, they also should be dead, especially if they're unvaxxed, yeah? Why is this woman getting all her things of the unvaxxed, yeah, are the ones that are basically the ones that are going to die? They don't care about other people. They're just taking other ways of getting better. What? So you're telling me because I'm not an anti-vaxxer, because I've had all my vaccines up until this point, I'm anti anything which is mRNA to go into my system right now. That don't need to be in my system.
But I know people that have had this, they've got COVID, got over COVID, not had any vaccinations or boosters. So
that's what I'm saying. What is she talking about?
What is she, as I say, because like all she's basically saying is, you lot are making it bad for everyone else. And when you do get COVID, and then the ones who then choose to then go and get a booster because of whatever reason they choose or whatever, like if they go and get a vaccination, that it's your fault and you should be grateful and you should just get vaccinated in the first place and just listen to me. It's just like, you sound like a nodding Churchill fucking dog that's just going to agree with anything of, okay, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
Killing people, but ratings, and that is the ultimate moral crime.
Boom. Yeah, so there were two good videos. One thing I just did actually want to say was, I still haven't seen anyone clear up the fact of there's an anti-vaxxer, which is someone who's totally against vaccines, and there's all the rest of the people who are against the COVID vaccine. And obviously we've broken down that it's not a vaccine anyway as such. So to call someone an anti-vaxxer because they don't agree with this new thing, obviously it hasn't been tested over a long period of time, so they've got a reasonable, reason, a justifiable reason not to believe what they're believing.
And the thing is, like, I wouldn't say I'm an anti-vaxxer. I haven't taken the vaccination for my own personal reasons. I haven't taken the booster for my own personal reasons. I've got my own information about it. I don't go out there on like Queen Street in Cardiff and go and shout at people and say, you should be unvaccinated. You should be unvaccinated. And force my view down anyone's throat.
It's very dangerous.
And even with being an influencer, I never push the agenda of saying to anyone, like, the way I say it is, it's your health and it's your life and it's your body. You're in control. Yeah. So you want to take it? Cool. You do you. For me personally, I don't do that. So her whole stance of like, maybe because of how liberal she is as a person, of shouting in your face information that she believes everybody's maybe the same, and like, I don't know. But people who are anti-vaxxers, if you're like an extremist type person who's like very confrontational and is forcing information down someone's throat, then maybe there is a small majority of people who are anti-vaxxers who are like that. But everyone that I know that's an anti-vaxxer, or people that I've come in contact with, whether it's through media or whatever else, they're not shouting it down people's throats. It's just, they've just made their own personal choice or decision. So that's just a wild opinion.
I think, chucking this anti-vax, putting people, chucking people into category of anti-vax straight away is very malicious, very dangerous for people, man. Like you're saying, man, like, we've had our vaccines up until this point. It's like, just because, I didn't drink the new Ribena flavor doesn't mean that I don't like Ribena, because I've been drinking all the rest of the Ribenas. I just don't like the new Ribena flavor. So you can't be telling me I'm anti-Ribena. Come on, mate. Sit down and relax, bruv. So in that, and I think once you're in that category of an anti-vaxxer, it feels like anything you've got to say has no value, or it's dismissed. So I think that's very dangerous, man.
Yeah, for real. And really and truly, the only thing I've got to say is people them, do your research. We say it virtually every single episode, man. Do your research. We've just done the episode on misinformation. Like, we know it's out there, so we got to make sure that we find the right information so we can make our right choices in it. So
100.
That's what I got to say on that still.
And let us know in the comment section down below. Did you agree with our opinions today? Did you not agree with our opinions today? Leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed this video. Let's try and get this channel to over 1,000 subscribers. And you never know, we might come back one day with like a live stream or some sort of special content for you all. Big
Come on.
Yeah, man.
And if you got any ideas or anything you want us to chat about, chuck that in the comments.
Yeah, you let us
want us to
know.
research
You let us
anything
know.
and that. And yeah, we'll get on it, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Due diligence all the time, every day. Make sure you do it. Other than that, it's out for me from Jago. You get me? Cheese.
Panel. I'll see you soon, guys. It's been JNG News.
Right. Man. Big red button, notification bell. Hit that like button. See you next time.
Hey, yeah. Hey.